Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to be checking out a model that is made by Archvillian Games from the Tome of Demons collection. This model has been printed by a company in Australia known as Vision Creations in Victoria. So let's get into it, shall we? Check out this freshly printed model. Start with the body section of this bad boy. Alright, so as with most 3D printed models, she's a little bit wet looking in some areas, but that's fine. But, checking out this demon, it's a bit hard to make out much of the detail at this point in time, but see what we can do. Nice little chest harness there, going up to this pauldron with some horns and plenty of teeth on this thing. Nice defined muscles. Let's see, a few little print lines, but they should cover up nicely once this thing's painted. Have a look at this arm. Again, plenty of these little spines. Might be a few little nubbins still from the 3D printing process, but we'll clean them up as we go along with this bad boy. See, little crutchel armor, interesting design. See, a few skulls, at least one there. Back around here, see this lock of, I assume, hair or no, some sort of tail from this beast. This little armor platings coming around the back. Little ass flap made of skin. Just a little bit of modesty for the demons. Little thigh plate with a demonic sort of looking skull on it. Again with this knee pads. It's a sort of winged design on this one with a skull. Interesting that the picture on the website is actually reversed from this, but not that that really matters incredibly much. Let's move on, shall we? Have a look at this head. So immediately this sort of nice bestial snarling face. Plenty of nice sharp teeth. Ooh. Nice little goatee-esque horn type thing with a skull in it. Some little side sort of tusk-like horns. A few more. Nice pointed ears. Definitely overcompensating with these horns a little bit, but quite like the design. Good snarling grin. Very reminiscent of Korn and Korn-esque models. Have a look at this sword. Nice big flaming sword for this bad boy. The detail's not too bad. Probably show up a little bit better once it's painted, but as for now, we just get a bunch of sort of grey blobby swirls. This demonic-esque gauntlet. of course. Nice sharp looking gauntlet fingers. Yeah, interesting. Pommel design. But yep, we'll have a look at this other weapon now. Check this whip out. In this sort of flaming smoke or whatever you want to make it, I suppose. Nice whip design. It's not just all free flowing, so it's not as likely to get snapped. See this armor plating style, these thorns. Very interesting designed weapons. Quite unique, but also still fits in enough that you could probably use this thing as a BloodThirster. As we see, nice big tail. There are plenty of spines. These little bad boys coming out of everywhere, this thing. Of course, typical pointed demon tail. A bit of a more organic-ish design to it. Check out these wings, shall we? If we can get this whole thing into frame, it'd be very hard. You see, classic sort of leathery wing design. Then we've got these interesting sort of horns that come out of areas. Nice big tattered sections in them. Plenty of gloss still on this, which does not help. Coming up to the top. Of course, we got this boy, remnants of a boy. Chained up here, of course. Again, more of this sort of fleshy, horny growth pattern to it. Be interesting to see how this comes up when she's painted. But other than that, quite a classic wing design. Of course, the other one's much the same. Of course, we've got a boy down the bottom this time, and also up top. This thing is, yeah, it's going to be quite interesting once it's painted up. Get a bit better view of those details. Finally, we have the base of this bad boy. Plenty of skulls and rib cages on this nice hero rock. Flesh, whatever you want to call it. Horns, flesh, demon. It's yeah. Might be a little bit of a pain in the ass to paint up, but we'll see. And then, of course, the lovely people over at Vision Creations like to throw in nice little freebies. So this also came with it. So, dare I say hentai? No, yeah, it's a fish lady, quite large. Definitely be a handy model for D&D or something like that. Quite cool. Booty. Yes. But when we come back, we'll have this thing somewhat together and base coated, well, zenithal. We can see the details a little bit better. Alright, we are back. We've got this mini nice and primed up, at least so we can have a better view of those details. Alright. And then we can see these details a little bit better. It's not so glossy. Take another quick little spin around this bad boy. See a couple of those printing lines have come through a bit more than I thought they would have, but it's nothing that bad, especially when you used to Forge World models anyway. See that little crutchal armor, a little bit more, less weird. Still quite a unique piece, but hey, everything looks a little bit nicer now with this primed coat on it. We can actually make out some of those details a bit better. It's gonna be an interesting model to paint. We'll see how we go. Some sort of random bits on the legs where they're not quite armor, but also not quite skin. So we'll see how that all goes. Plenty of skulls are now popping out on this thing now that she's been based. Check this head out, shall we? So we see this thing a little bit better. Not that it wasn't that bad earlier, but now with some zenithal, sort of pick out some more of those details. Of course, we have the tail. Let's see how this thing's gonna be best viewed. Let's see. All those nice spines running down that tail. All of them standing out a bit more now. Undersides. Yeah, the underside of a tail. Of course, a tail on a corn model is a little bit weird, to be fair. Not sure if any of the corn models really have tails except for their little nubbins. Turkey tail. Big fuck off flaming sword. And of course his big whip. Now that this thing's based, we could make it out a little bit better. We can see those little hooks that are at the end of the whips. Then you've got this sort of smoke slash fire, I suppose, depending on how you want to paint it. Sort of going off from them. Reasonable print. Couple of little parts that snapped off at some point in time, but it's not too bad. Couple of mold shifts. Couple little artifacts from the printing process, but after a bit of a cleanup, it's not too bad. Solid 8 out of 10 on the print. But that'll end this video out. If anyone's interested in seeing this bad boy painted up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, I suppose. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.